What's up, Long Dong? PsyStarcraft here with the Zerg vs. Zerg on Xel'Naga Caverns, playing, once again, one of my teammates, vileStryker. I haven't shown any games against Stryker before, and I figured it would be okay if I did play against him, because I know when I play other Vile people over and over, you guys kind of want something new, but I've never played vileStryker before. I play a Echoic a lot and Death Row a lot, but, you know, I just wanted to cast this game because I really like ZVZs, and I'm pretty sure this was a good game. I don't really remember it too well, but hopefully it was, otherwise I look like a fool, and I should just go back to casting pro games. Not. You guys would hate me if I never casted any more of my games again. I can tell from the comments. But Psy is in the bottom left as the green Zerg, Stryker in the top right as the red Zerg. The STL is coming up, or SGL, I forget what it's called. It's basically a StarCraft gaming league, and Vile will be participating in that once again. We almost got to the final stages, but we fell to Team Root in the semifinals, I believe it was, so hopefully we can do better this time around. And if we check out the opening, we're both up to 14 drones now. Stryker throwing down a gas at 14, bringing him down to 13. While I am, looks like I'm going to go 14 pool. Not a build I often go. I like to fast expand in almost all ZVZs. So, I might be out of my comfort zone a little bit. We'll have to see here. Am I going to get a gas? Am I going to go straight for an expansion? Looks like I've got my rally points set out there for my Zerglings. Always good to set your rally points ahead of time. We can see Stryker spamming his rally point. So he is on top of things. I am on top of things. Let's both be on top of something together. So intimate. There goes my gas. So I've got my pool at 14, my gas at 16, it looks like. And that might, whoa, there goes my phone. That might lead to some kind of earlier expansion because I did get my gas so early, or mining tons of minerals instead of gas. And if we look at this, it's 0 to 72, 80 on gas right now. Pool is now up, queen and some links coming in, as well as saturating that geyser. And the cool thing about ZVZ is you can position your overlords anywhere you want. Yes, queens can run out and they're faster than overlords, but as long as you have a ling advantage, you don't have to worry too much about that. And just be careful, because if you see a queen approaching and you run with your overlord, it's going to take that queen a long time to kill your overlord with all the running she has to do. But nice positions are like right here, right here. Basically at any kind of choke point is a nice spot to have your overlords here, here, in the middle. So don't be bashful with your overlords in a ZVZ. They're really useful. They're the best tool you have in the early game for getting intel on your opponent and what he's doing with his army. I was able to run 2 lings by. I'm only getting 2 lings. I'm actually getting a spine crawler. I might end up canceling that spine crawler when I see that he's not going anything substantial, just kind of a standard build. Is this going to get canceled? I'm not sure why I'm even building it. I'm actually up to 400 minerals. Stryker now throwing down a Roach Warren and being a bit aggressive with these 4 lings. Note he is getting 4 more lings. So if we check out the units tab, it's now going to be 8 lings against just my 3 lings. We are even on harvesters. Oh, okay, I see what I'm doing. Now I'm getting a second extractor, and I have a second queen, and if we look at production, I'm getting a 3rd queen. So what this means, if you don't see an expansion, if you see a spine, if you see 2 queens like this, you know the opponent is going to attack, or he's turtling for some reason. So we'll have to see what that reason is in just a second. Nothing really given away so far. Still waiting on that 3rd queen and just pumping the drones. If we look at the harvester tab, 16 to 18. Blocked off with these 2 queens. He just cannot get up there with the Zerglings. It takes tons of shots to kill a queen with Zerglings. And yeah, he thought he might be able to, but then he backed off. Eventually these 2 are going to have energy to transfuse each other. Production, 7 drones for me, 5 drones for Stryker, taking an expansion. He knows something is up. He sees I don't have any units. He's going to go for mass drones and probably prepare for, you know, any kind of air, any kind of burrow roaches, something like that. But there's not much he can do right now as far as attacking. If he wanted to use roaches, he'd have to float an overlord around here to get sight of the queens. Because if he tried to get right here, my spines would poke away at him. But even though he has the Roach Warren, doesn't look like he's going that route. Check out the harvesters once more, 25 to 23, so I have a slight advantage for now. But once my main becomes fully saturated, I won't have an expansion to split to, and Stryker will. So whatever strategy I'm going right now, I'm going to need to do a lot of damage with it. If I don't, it's just a giant fail for me. And the lair is up, 600 gas stored up. There goes the Spire. You guys probably guessed it by now with the quick second gas, with the queens blocking it off, and so on. So we've got some mutas that are going to come out. They need to do some damage to Stryker, otherwise I'm in a huge deficit. He's already splitting. Nice split right there. Probably could have used a couple more because this is already mined out a lot. Yep, there's the Hydra Den. He knows exactly what's going on. He knows what to expect. And I'm going to be hard pressed to do some damage with these mutas. If I don't, you know, bad things will happen. Roach Warren is up, or is going up. And the reason I'm getting a Roach Warren is because mutas will only get you so far. They won't necessarily win you the game, but they can do a lot of harassment. But one thing they do well is force your opponent into Hydras. Hydras are terribly cost ineffective against roaches in, you know, medium to small numbers. In larger armies, they become somewhat worth it. And I really want to exploit that by getting a Roach Warren. Stryker, nicely timed Overseer, scooting in and seeing that I have made that Spire. 5 Hydras coming in for him as well. Man, he might be able to just rally his Hydras down here and just shoot away at my queens. I don't know. I'll probably have roaches by then. And the Spire's up. 8 mutas on the way. So this is just a hardcore muta spamming build. Stryker knows it. 4 Spore Colonies going down. 1 in his expansion, 3 in his main. Not sure about having 3. I guess his buildings, he wants to protect all his buildings at once. I don't know, but that's a lot of drones being used up. Check out Harvesters. I'm still up by 5. But again, I am oversaturated and he is not oversaturated. So each additional drone that one of us produces is going to benefit more for him. Going to benefit him more than me. Still only 5 Hydras though. I think he might be going a bit overboard on the gas. He's running off of 4 geysers and he's barely got any guys on minerals. Yeah, look at that gas. 2 and 700. So that's actually a really big mistake. He only needs about 2 geysers right now based on his 36 drone count. And now that I have map control with these mutas, I'm comfortable taking this expansion. So the hatchery's going up, and it's still a pretty even game. He's got the tech advantage, I think. I think Hydras and Roaches as his tech is better than my Roach muta. But you know, I have mobility, I have map control, and maybe I can snipe some units here. We'll just have to see. I need to make this work somehow. Otherwise, he'll be slightly ahead, I think. Still only 5 Hydras. Producing 1 more Hydras, getting another lot of upgrades, burrow, speed, Hydra range. My expansion's almost complete, so I'm probably going to make a lot more drones to saturate that. Now 36 to 36, and see how many drones I'm pulling? This main is already halfway mined out, so you need to pull a lot more than half if you want to try to distribute the mining more evenly. And it looks like that's what I did. I've got some guys on gas, I've got some running back already. A few more than half. These Earthlings being annoying. Oh, they don't kill the drone, you bastards. Actually, they didn't kill the drone. And now I'm doing my transition into roaches. I'm not going to waste any more money on mutas. I've got 9 mutas. That's good for map control. It's good for harassment. Good for scouting. Good for everything but killing stuff in a full-on frontal battle. So, you know, a very tame game at the moment. This Overlord just barely scoots away with his life. +1 about to finish for my Mutalisks. And still, not that many units for Stryker. He needs to put more drones on minerals or just produce more drones, and he needs less on gas. It's actually, this is the only reason he's, you know, only 5 ahead, only 4 ahead. He should be a lot further ahead than that. But he's not, simply because he's not managing his economy well, in that he has too many drones on gas. Hydra's now busting down the wall. Maybe wants to kill this Overlord, maybe wants to prepare for a 3rd expansion. Oh, that Overlord gets sniped. Hydra's so good against mutas. They can kill a muta in 12 shots, 13 shots when you factor in the 1 point of regeneration. 12 damage to mutas. No reduced damage or extra damage, just 12 flat damage on those Hydras. Pretty darn good. One of the best DPSing units in the game. Unfortunately, they are expensive as hell and only have 80 life. Good job, Blizzard. Way to make a unit useless in most matchups. They're not even used in TOS, against TOS anymore. Killing 1 drone, 2 drones, 3, 4. Oh, I gotta kill like 3 more drones. What are you doing, mutas? Stryker, meanwhile, is moving out. I'm frantically spamming roaches. I've got a lot of roaches here. I think I will need muta support if I want to take down this army, though. We'll see what happens. I should have moved my spines up. Here come the roaches. Oh, Jeebus. No upgrades for me. No upgrades for him. His are almost complete. He should wait for the +1 to attack. It looks like it will finish just in time. Muta's flying back. I need a lot more roaches than this, though. If I can get inside of his Hydras, I might be okay. Picking off 1 Hydra, and here we go. We've got a Roach on Hydra battle. Muta's floating in, and look at this, look at this. Mutas are doing so much damage because the Hydras are focusing down the Roaches. Big, big mistake, and this is why Hydras are so shitty in Zerg versus Zerg in small numbers. Did you see how those roaches just tore through him? Even the mutas tore through him. It wasn't even close. So his entire army is now dead. Units tab, he has 5 Hydras, 5 roaches against my 6 mutas, 14 roaches. Oh, misrallied overlords. That's so annoying, man. That happens to me all the time. And I've got a slightly less economy, but I have a bigger army, and I have potential to do more harassment. He's still going Hydras, which he kind of has to against these mutas, but just last battle he had way too many Hydras. Looks like he is going to follow that up with another attack. I have seen it because these mutas allow for great scouting, great map control. Notice this overlord seeing any kind of trickery from behind. And if you look at the numbers, I've got a lot more roaches than he does, and this attack, this isn't going to be successful. I've just got too many units, and I don't know, man. Here come the mutas, here come the roaches, even a spine crawler poking away. Maybe that'll prompt me to move that spine down a little bit, and forcing him to run back once again. I'm now at 1-1. I think I'm running off 2 Evo chambers, yeah. He's only running off 1 Evo chamber. I'm running off 2 Evo chambers, so that's another thing. If you're going to go Roach Hydra this heavy off 2 base, you need 2 Evo chambers. Now he's forced to flee, and then look at this, Hydra's off creep. He can't run. He just can't run. Hydras are terrible in Zerg versus Zerg. Don't get them unless the map is layered with creep, and unless you're at 200-200 and you're just mixing a few in for DPS, or of course if you want to attack area units, that's always good. And here come the infestors. Insult to injury right here. Infestors so good in ZVZ. You can afford to go infestors with 2 base Evo chambers in a ZVZ. You might have to wait on one of the upgrades like you can see here, but they are just so damn good. I was a bit on the fence about this, you know, in the past. You know, should I get infestors or just go hard upgrades? But you can do both. There goes my phone again. But yeah. He's taking his 3rd, preparing to break down this for his 4th, and see, that gas, this is just haunting him. This gas number is haunting him all game. Harvester tab, he's only got 43. If you only have 43 drones, you should not be running off this many gas when you're going Roach Hydra. First of all, he needs more drones, obviously. But second, it's just, I don't know how he doesn't notice that. If he has 1,000 gas, you'd think you need to pull off some off your gas or something. I'll just have to tell him that, you know, I'll help him out. I'll help him out. And there goes the 2nd upgrade. Pathogen glands on those infestors. And these mutas still playing their part. 7 kills on this Slayer Mutalisk, and he sees the expansion. I'm not worried about expanding. I've got infestors. Infestors are like their own expansion. When you have them out, you generate like 1,000 minerals every second. True story. I'm just spending it all really fast because my macro's that good. Pro status macro, yo. He's got a hefty army though. It's about the same as mine in terms of resource costs. And here we go. 1 fungal growth going down. These roaches all here can't attack. And that's why fungal growth is so good. I need to bring up my guys and do another fungal growth. Not going to choose to fight in that choke. Probably one of my smarter moves. A lot of times I just run in and fight. And see, look, these guys in the back can't attack. He has to flee. He can't rescue these roaches unless he wants to run in and, you know, confront me full on. And that's why infestors are awesome. He was able to burrow 1 roach. Am I going to get an overseer for that? Yes, I am, and I have a couple rallied units here. Possibly, you know, if you're going to rally units, you can always right-click on one of your units with the rally point, and that'll cause your forces to rally onto that unit. The only problem with that is if the unit dies, I think it messes up the rally point, so just be careful. Like, just rally them onto maybe an overseer on top of your army, or an infestor in the back, something like that. Oh, that poor dude. That poor infestor just wasn't long for this world. 2-1 upgrades now against Striker's 1-0 upgrades. Almost 2-0. This expansion is up, but as you saw from his drone count earlier, he doesn't really have the saturation for it. I think he just got to a point where he said, alright, I think I have enough drones, and then he just kind of ignored it the rest of the game. But he's actually not saturated enough at all. He's trying for a Nidus network, so maybe getting desperate, maybe seeing this, and he thought, ooh, that'd be tricky. That might work. But that's a lot of infestors, man. That is a lot of infestors with pathogen glands. They do spawn with the extra energy. And immediately, I'm already taking better use of my 3rd expansion than he is, because I'm immediately transferring my drones to it, saturating. Here come the infestors. Beautiful fungal growth on one. Nice fungal growth on the other. Oh, but they're caught in the front. No, back off, infestors. Get some fungal growth. Yes, he has to fight. He cannot run. Those fungal growths force him to fight in a disadvantage. 2-2 against 2-0. I have like 3 or 4 more fungal growths. I need to keep on pressing in with these infestors and gooping the rest of his army. But look at that, man. Look at the units lost. He's lost 9,500 compared to 5,350. His macro might be slightly better this game despite the tiny drone count. There we go. There's some more drones. But my units are being so cost effective because mutas can harass, because I have better upgrades. And whoa, there's some lag. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. No, I'm trying for this, but he spotted it. Oh, I do burrow though. Do I have burrow movement? And another reason my units are being effective is because of infestors, of course. Energy using units, oh boy, are the most cost-effective units in the game. He's got a nice, see, this is better, this is better. He's got all these roaches and only 4 hydras. That's good. Those hydras will help DPS a lot. As long as they're in the back, they're going to do a lot more damage. But I am pressing in with better upgrades, 2 more armor, and that's going to make a huge, huge difference. And of course, these infestors will popping tons of infested terrans. And this isn't bad manners. I'm not doing this to BBM. These guys do more damage than roaches. They have 2 armor or 3 armor while they're eggs, 2 or 3 armor, and they're just really good. They have the range of marines and they do tons of damage. So, especially with the upgraded Gauss rifles, Jesus, 10 damage at the attack speed of a marine. They almost do twice the damage of marines when they have +2 upgrades. But that was it, you guys. Just show you a couple decisions that kind of impacted the game. Stryker, he really went for that gas too early. Still just so high on the gas. He could have at least gone infestors or something like that. And just the saturation wasn't up to snuff. You can see he's still only at 55 when he was running off of 3 bases. So let it be known that map control and the ability to harass is always a good thing. Mutas can be good in ZVZ. They're not really a good staple strategy. They're kind of a trick you can pull out every once in a while. And don't get hydras. Just don't get hydras unless you absolutely need them for mutas or when you're 200 and you're looking for a little extra DPS. I really think infestors are worth the gas compared to hydras though. And that's it. Let me know what you guys think. As always, and my mother cooks good chicken, bitch.